criticism that she's getting is that she's too scripted. I say she's disciplined. I want someone who's disciplined near the nuclear codes. I want someone who is moderate near the nuclear codes. And so all this criticism that she's getting makes it very clear to me that not only is it a binary choice, people are holding her to this different standard, because you have a maniac on the other side talking about they're eating the pets and all these dog whistles, and you have someone else that's talking about their dog whistles. See what I did there?
I saw
and
that.
and they're all, but on the other side, she's talking about policies. And to blame her for the state of immigration and not solving immigration, I thought her answer was masterful.
We try to give our audience ammunition so they can take this stuff and push it out to people to push back against the mainstream media, against the left, against Democrats. I want to run down the top 5 news stories that have been debunked and proven wrong by the mainstream media. Now, I said one, which was the laptop story. They came out, they tried to keep that quiet. They said it wasn't true. That came out to be true. And that was 4 years ago and a week from today. That was
the Charlottesville lie.
Yes. The Charlottesville lie. Number 2.
The media tried to say that he was saying Nazis and white supremacists were all good people.
There's good people on both sides.
They cut it. They didn't say the whole clip. He specifically said, I'm not talking about Nazis and white supremacists. He said, I'm not talking about them. They're not the good people. He specifically said that.
Absolutely. That's number 2. I got 3, the 60 Minutes interview, where CBS News used deceptive video splicing to replace one of Kamala Harris's answers on the 60 Minutes, and then to make her sound less awful. We know this was a splice. It was they did not put out the unedited version of that to this date. They have not put it out. They refused to release the undoctored transcript, but it was doctored.
Fake news, and how the government was basically directing social media companies and to censor mostly conservatives and Republicans or those who had opposing voices. And what happened last year? Matt Taibbi, Barry Weiss, they came out with this bombshell. I mean, item by item timeline report showing how the government under Biden's administration has infiltrated, I'm using that word, Facebook and other social medias to tell them, particularly around the Hunter laptop, around that time frame.
Who is Fonnie Willis's married boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend?
Nathan Wade.
Now is saying, yes, he met with the Biden White House. Yes, he met with the Biden DOJ. Because let me tell you, Gorilla Grip in prison, you know, I'm not going to prison. I'm just going to be honest with you. I really appreciate the people who dig hard enough to find those stories.
They lie. Another one. How they said Joe Biden was sharp as a tack. The whole entire media establishment said Joe Biden was fine. Basically,
running the circles around his staff.
Right. Exactly. Otherwise, you were shamed. You said that you were giving fake news. Remember cheap fakes? John Liar coined that phrase. Cheap fakes. It's cheap fakes. You guys don't know what you're talking about. Biden's great. He's not wandering. He's not, losing it. He's not, doesn't have any type of dementia or issues with that. And then we saw the debate performance.
Exactly. Of course, how can we forget the Russia hoax?
That's what I was about to hit on.
Right? It took us several years. The man was impeached twice, all kinds of stuff. And then only to come out that Mueller did not find anything in the report. That in fact, the person who colluded with Russia was the DNC and Hillary Clinton.
Right? Absolutely. So this is what we talk about. This is what I like. We just gave at least the top 5 of the biggest media what would we call it? Biggest media lies just in the last 5 years or so. So I mean, this is what it is. This is why we're seeing, to kind of bring it back. This is why we're seeing Kamala Harris do a press conference with nothing but fear mongering. They are scared, and so they say the last resort we have is to scare the shit out of Americans. We got to make them think that Donald Trump is going to be a fascist. He's going to be a dictator. When we know, we have example after example, it's not true, and the media has lied about it.
You know, it's hard. It's hard to believe that the media keeps telling people, don't believe your eyes, right? The crazy thing is, we know what a Trump presidency looks like. We've already had him as president. It is remarkable to me that they're saying, well, yes, he has a record, and yes, he did great things for the economy, and no, he didn't act like a dictator, but this time he's going to. He's really going to do it this time.